Hello, hello. Come on in, Charles Van Morgan. Charles Van Morgan. We're going to interview. We're going to interview WVLT News. Charles Van Morgan live, and we're going to ask them why they printed an article about the election. While they election engineered, they printed an article about the election. Printed three all three other candidates, and they didn't print me. And after we leave, I'll explain to you the other story they trashed and me. They wrote a story and they didn't ask me about it. And so we're going to interview the news, the state-sponsored news media, and see if they will answer to why they didn't print my picture, why they're election engineering and wrote a trash story that they didn't ask me about a social order protection that was gotten by a person that's a political for politics. So we'll call them right now. I know they won't let me in, but we'll try to interview the news. So we're live Facebook. We're here interviewing the interviews. Let's imagine asking them questions about their state sponsorship. So yeah, hello, I'm Charles Van Morgan. I would like to talk to a reporter. Y'all did a story about the election and election engineered because you didn't even print my picture. So I would like to interview y'all and see what you got to say about your state sponsorship of elections.
Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah, that'd be real good. If you don't, that's fine. That's the story too. So it's up to you. Y'all ask a lot of questions. Let me ask some of you. We're YouTube live right now. So, I mean, I don't know if you want to, at least I'm telling you. So, yeah, we're YouTube live. And we'll see what they got to say for themselves about what they got to say about their election engineering and the dirty story that they wrote about me that was fraudulent. And these people claim to be honest news. And they just do what the state tells them to do. State-sponsored Channel 8 News, the lionest news channel in the city. Now, Channel 10 used to do me that way, and I came to them, and you seen what they did. What, too many months later, I was standing right in front of the camera. Wasn't so bad, was it? You got to lie. You got to sponsor the state and election engineer like these people did. I mean, they had a picture. You can go Google it. I mean, it's obvious as days long. They had a picture of the other three candidates on their page, and they didn't have a picture of me. You know, and they could have done that. And why didn't they? It's because, and that's the only question. It's called state-sponsored election engineering. So, how do you win an election when? And then they had a story about me. This WVLT News had a story about me, trashing me, saying stuff that absolutely wasn't true, backing up the crooked Tennessee court system, and I'll tell you a little bit about them. So here we are trying to live. I bet they won't come. They won't answer their and I'm not violent. I'm doing the same thing they do. I got a camera and I'm wanting to ask them a question. Let's see. They're honest news. Let's see if they are. I mean, isn't this kind of interesting how news won't answer the news? You know, and we're doing news live here. So we'll see. Come on board. Come on board, Charles Van Morgan. We are YouTube live, and we're trying to find out about Channel 8 News, state-sponsored rigging the news. We're trying to ask Channel 8 News a question that, they're not going to answer it. So we'll wait here for a few minutes. And this is the story. You know, they come to you and ask you questions when they think they got you. There's the camera up there. And they come to you and ask you questions. And we're just coming to ask them a question. Blatantly obvious election engineering. My picture wasn't up on their page. And also they printed a fake, false story about me, rigging the election for the proxy. And we're here trying to ask them about that. We'll see what they got to say. I bet they won't even come to the door. And I'm not I'm not dangerous or violent. I want to ask them a question. But let's see if they come to the door. I'll wait a few minutes, give them a little time, and then see what they say. We're live on YouTube. Hello, yes, sir. Charles Van Morgan. How you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, I was wanting to, y'all do this. I was wanting to ask y'all a question. If that's all right, will you answer a question? Okay. I ran for public office just a few days ago. And you don't have to worry. I'm not violent, dangerous. I hope you all aren't. I've ran into that.
What's your question?
Okay. Yeah.
We're right in the middle of a school shooting right now, so I'm trying to help you really.
Well, you all cause a lot of those school shootings by your state-sponsored media.
Okay.
No. I was going to. Okay. Why didn't you print my? See, you won't even answer a question.
Get
off
our
this
property
is news. Okay.
Right now.
Why? Because and you won't answer a question.
Do you understand this question? Yeah. You're being told to leave right now.
Okay. Give me a second now. Don't.
No.
I'm going to leave. Don't you follow me and cause trouble. That's all right. Call the police. I'm leaving. I got a right to come here. You all printed a picture. You all election engineered. I'm leaving. I ain't got to run off your property. There's no trespassing signs. Call them. That's all right. The way you're acting towards me is violent. Look at this. This is your channel. This is your Channel 8 news. Your Channel 8 news that rigs elections. No, I'm leaving. Okay. Yeah. And I came here to ask. It's on the thing what I'm doing. Yeah. It's all right. This is Channel 8 News. And they claim they're right in the middle of a school shooting. They cause a lot of school shootings. State-sponsored news. It's all right. It's all right. You're fine. It's all right. Let's get a good close-up picture of them. Yeah, it's all right. So that's state-sponsored news. State-sponsored fake news. Okay. I got time to get off the property. Okay. State-sponsored fake news and election engineering. So we're getting off the property. We gotta hurry. Okay. State-sponsored fake news. What's your bill? Yeah, state-sponsored fake news. State-sponsored fake news. They say they're right in the middle of a police shooting, of a school shooting, and they cause a lot of school shootings by their state fake-sponsored news. So we're getting off their property. They had no trespassing signs or anything. I got a right. See that when you interview the news, they won't even answer a question. They won't even answer a question. They attack you. They election engineered. They didn't print my picture, and they printed the other three candidates. That's all I wanted to ask them. Why did they do that for? They printed a fake story. About me. Saying that about an order of protection that was gotten by my sister. Not my sister, my brother-in-law. My sister left. She didn't get it. Her violent, abusive husband did. So we'll go down here in the parking lot of the store here and finish this video. So you see what you do when you interview the news. Get off my property. Okay, yeah, that's right. They came to my house. They can get off my property. So yeah, that's state-sponsored election engineering news. So we got followers. It's all right. I'll pull over here at Waffle House. So I'm not touching the phone. So we're not doing anything illegal. And if the police stop me, they better have more of a reason than just because I went to ask them a question. Because that's not enough reason. They asked me to leave and I left. So yeah, that's all right. They're filmed YouTube live. That's Channel 8 News. So if you want to watch Channel 8 News, that's what you get. Violent, dangerous people. And they say I'm violent, dangerous. You see that guy throw his hand up? Yeah, what violent pieces of crap. What violent pieces of crap these people are. State election engineering. Here we'll go. We'll have a seat right here. So let's see if we got anybody on board. Okay. So yeah, but the dispute was between the Christian Coalition. A member of the Christian Coalition. Wasn't my sister. They used her to lie about stuff. And you see what happens when you try to ask Channel 8 News why they didn't post my picture. Because they election engineered their state there's a state news station, just like you'd have in Russia. They print state news. You see how they acted. They need to have a sign that no trespassing or some type of warning, rather than if you just ask a question, tell you to get off their property. Say they're right in the middle of a school shooting. What are they going to do? Stop it? They are responsible. Their fake news is responsible for that. I have an education in criminology. I got calls to try to help in that type of situation. See how fake Channel 8 News is? I wouldn't watch that dirty news station. They're crooked as hell. They claim to be honest news. They're not nothing but dirty, fake news. And you see how those two came out there, violent, two of them, and I tried to ask them questions. Of course, they won't ask the question, but it's on video. So I'll go into it later. But, the dispute was over my mother's house, and a member of the Christian Coalition that had a child between his two children, and Fred Goodrich, and also beat up a homeless man at his house, is the one that got a social order protection, something that he wasn't even there, and the crooked Tennessee courts allowed a deputy sheriff to tamper with witnesses in a courtroom. I had 3 of my sisters there that testified under oath that there was no necessary for an order protection, a social order protection. They tried to have my guns taken away. They didn't get my guns taken away. So state-sponsored news repeating. They didn't even call me and ask me about that, and didn't even post my picture. Fake news. I wouldn't watch that channel. And you see how they stick their camera in people's face all the time and ask them about stuff, print their pictures, and allege they committed crimes and all this stuff. That's what they did to me. But when you go ask them a camera, same as what they got, they get mad about that. So remember, WVLT News, when they put a camera in your face, remember, get mad at them. That's what they do to you. So, and that's what state-sponsored news does. Now, Channel 10 News hasn't done that to me. So, and lately, Channel 10's treated me good. And I'll have to say that the Knoxville news writers have given me fair news representation. And, they could have called me and asked me about that, and I could explain it to them, but they don't care about that. They don't care about that because they're not good news. They're trash news. It's worse than CNN. Dirty VLT news. I got a right to say that. They say that about people. They have people arrested, and then they post their picture, and then when they can't get it through a jury, then they just print a little retraction. They don't tell the whole truth about stuff. So they're fake news. Channel 8 WVLT. I wouldn't watch that channel. That's so crazy. You go to interview them and look what they do. So we're live today for the second time, stirring up a little good trouble. Good trouble. Just asking questions gets us in trouble. That guy got mad. That's WVLT. They get angry at, why couldn't you just answer the question? Why didn't you print my picture? And not election engineer. And he got mad. The truth makes people mad like that. They think they're better than us. But let me show you this. Don't watch that channel. It's trash news. You won't get honesty. Now, I got better results from Channel 10, and I haven't been trashed by Channel 6. But I'm just saying, we're the public. We got a right to watch what we want to watch, and you'll get lied to by that channel. So, a simple question. You can Google it. Why did they have the pictures of the other candidates, not a picture of me? And then they had a story below it talking about a legal issue that they knew nothing about. They didn't ask me. And they were lying mostly on the crooked Tennessee court system. And let me tell you about the crooked Tennessee court system. Now, I have a JD. I know some of these judges. I've been in court with them. They're dirty as hell. They listen to verdicts. They listen to verdicts in class. I mean, one of them got a phone call and he picks up the phone. They're not supposed to do that. They are deans of colleges, and I already did a video about this, get millions of dollars from other states. Filthy rich after they retire from the bench. Get filthy rich and rip off Californians, people all over the United States. So they're part of it's a state-run court system. Even in the case that I was in, the judge allowed a deputy sheriff to tell a witness what to testify to, and then that's what Fred did, who beat up a homeless man, refused to feed him, had to be taken away from his property, has a child between his two children that he's married to, and he's a member of the Christian Coalition, goes and knocks on doors. And he brags about sticking his foot in a church door where they couldn't close the door, when he's door knocking. I would never do that to people. And called me off the campaign all the way from West Tennessee, and the sheriff's deputy threatened me if I didn't come and answer that false complaint that was initiated several days later, and he wasn't even there, by him, not my sister. And I had 3 sisters that said that testified in my favor. There was no social order protection needed. It wasn't even at my sister's house. It was at my mother's house. And they did that to get money out of my mother's estate. And they got more money than I did. Tennessee court system gave them the house, pretty much. And I had to pay thousands of dollars into the crooked Tennessee court system. And see, Channel 8 News didn't ask me about that. But when I go stick a camera in their face and ask them, they get mad. The same thing they do, they can't take it. That's the First Amendment. They want the First Amendment, but they don't want you to use the First Amendment. Even calling the police. And didn't even give me time to leave, asking me, telling me stuff, and I'm listening, and they don't like my answers. So, that's how, get off my property. Okay, I will. And let's get off their channel. Get off their channels. Trash News, WVLT. I can tell you right now, Channel 10, much better channel. Channel 6, I haven't had any bad press about them yet, but and I'm not violent, not going to hurt anybody. I'm First Amendment. I ran for public office, got on the ballot, just like the other 3 candidates, but that news channel, Channel VLT, would not put my picture, and they put the other pictures, and then they put some trash news about me. And I was asking about that. I got a right to ask them about that. They would ask me if I did something and print my picture all over the place. They're trash news, not worthy to be listened to. So, I'm just saying I wouldn't listen to them. We're just initiating some good trouble. So get some followers, like and share, and let's trash Channel 8 News, WVLT. Channel 10 did that to me for a while till they got it right. Let's see if Channel 8 has any integrity, any internal integrity, and doesn't talk to citizens like that, especially citizens with a voice and a platform. So I just tried to ask them a question. I wasn't going to hurt them. 2 of them came out there and right in the middle of a school shooting. They call school shootings by their sponsorship of state media, getting people elected that don't know anything about public safety, don't care about public safety. They're a state media channel, so they're right in the middle of public school shooting that they have probably promoted by their fake news, and getting people in office that have no criminology training, have no knowledge about how to stop school shootings, and tell me to get off. I got off their property, but I didn't get off quick enough because I'm supposed to jump and run, for them. So I'm just telling you, I wouldn't interview with them. I wouldn't listen to them. I wouldn't watch that show, and I'm not going to even repeat their channel anymore. They're crooked news. Let's see if they apologize and get it right. They won't. If they don't, I don't care. We got a platform too. You'll get the best news from YouTube channels. So let's see if I got anybody on here yet. Okay, I got a few followers. But so we're gonna get off here. If the police stop me, now I got off their property. They asked me to get off their property. I got off their property. And they even knew my name. Well, I told him, I guess. But they have no reason to stop me. When I got off their property, when they told me to get off their property, I got off their property. Now, they were still talking to me, and I'm listening, but to tell me to get off our property because they didn't like my educated answer. I've got a Master of Arts in Criminology from the University of Tennessee in Sociology. So I know the news media is partly responsible for school shootings. I believe that. There's a factual basis for that in how they don't print somebody that if they got elected could protect children. There's a sound basis. But if you bring that up to a fake news channel that won't even print your picture like they do other candidates, then get off our property. I'll get off your property. I won't ever come back. And all Tennesseans, let's get off their property. Let's get off their channel. I mean, you know, I'm not a toy. What part of I'm not a toy do you not understand? I have not done anything illegal. I have First Amendment rights. And, you know, if the police do something to me, that I'm not going to hurt anybody. I have no intention of hurting anybody. I have intention of speaking out. It was a rigged election. I got a right to say that. And then, you know, I'll just a little warning, and I got some police support. But if somebody wants to make a name for herself, get promoted in the Knoxville Police Department, you better get it right. You better get it right, because I know how to go to federal court, and you have no reason to stop me. I'm not dangerous to anybody. I'm First Amendment. I got a right to disagree with everybody. I got a right to ask the news and interview them. They've come to my house. Let's go to theirs. So we'll cause a little good trouble in this Knoxville. I mean, you know, really, the people here are so mistreated all over Knoxville, nationwide. Look at this scruffy city. These dirty people in power. Knoxville, you deserve better than this. You deserve better than these proxies that elect you to public office. Law enforcement that we don't know because they break in houses and kick people's doors down, and no video. So I'm just saying, you know, let's continue this fight. Share this video, like this video. And I want to ask them a question. I got it on video what I asked them. I didn't do anything wrong. They're full of crap, and treating a citizen like that. So let's continue this. Follow me, and we'll see what else good trouble we can get into, and expose this corruption. The state-sponsored news media is WVLT, causing school shootings that they're in the middle of reporting one. What a bunch of crap these people are. And I pray that no one is hurt at the school shooting. May God protect and bless those little children. That is so sad. The news media is not going to do anything to protect little children. I mean, look what you had out in Texas. Even the police waited outside, didn't even go in. And I do pray for those little children. May God bless them and protect them. But the news media ain't going to do anything about that. They're part of the problem. So God bless you all. I pray God loves you, and I do too. Until next time, share this video. Like, this is the second time today we've been on here. You know, they are state-sponsored news media. We're not. We're truth tellers. May God bless y'all. Until next time, goodbye.